console. 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 Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video, it's almost Christmas. Even though I don't have any Christmas lights up at this current time, I'm still moving stuff around to get it where I like it. Plus I've been super busy with other stuff, weather and extreme weather, that kind of stuff, storms. But anyway, I thought I'd play a Christmas game, since it's almost Christmas. Or the holidays, whichever you prefer. And I went through my game list and realized I don't have any Christmas themed games. Went through my PC games, nothing really Christmassy. Went through my console games, nothing overly Christmassy. I thought I had The Grinch on PS1. Can't find it. But I decided that I should review something that is at least in the theme of Christmas. And that is whether or not you should get your retro lover one of these. So this is a NES multicart that pops up on eBay, Amazon, AliExpress, Alibaba, a lot of those sites all the time. And they're usually, these are full of ROM hacks, they're full of palette swaps, and just 8-bit inspired games, which is why I was really hesitant to buy one of these. In fact, I bought this actually as a kind of a self-Christmas gift last year, and I've actually gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it. So, what exactly is it? Well, like I said before, it's a compilation of sorts. It's a multi-cart that has a bunch of NES games on one cart, which is not all that unique. These have been around for several years. In fact, one of the most iconic and well-known multi-cart is, or I should say are, the Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt game from all the way back in the day, and the Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt World Class Track Meet from way back when. Even the Atari 2600 program game Combat is a multi-cart because it has several games on it. This is nothing overly new. The idea of it isn't new, but these are. Now, I do want to clarify something real quick. I am not endorsing buying these because these are a gray area legality in terms of the fact that Nintendo still owns the rights to these, but it's technically not piracy because Nintendo hasn't been really doing too much with the actual ROMs. They've been selling modified, altered ROMs to work on modern emulators and modern hardware. There's a lot of gray areas. So I'm not endorsing buying this. I want to make that clear. I'm not endorsing it because I don't want a takedown warning from Nintendo, which they've done in the past. But anyway, I figured we'd play it because there's a couple surprises on here. This was it's been a while since I bought it. It was like 25 or 30 bucks. And there is a lot of games on here. Specifically, this is the Super Games 150 in 1, and yeah, you can tell from the artwork there, this is not an officially licensed product. But there is some interesting things on here. It says Turtles 1 through 4, Mega Man 1 through 7, Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania 1 and 2. So technically, the games on here are the Famicom version, which is the Japanese version of the NES, which came before the NES. Some of these are the Japanese version, some of these are the South American version, some of these are the European version. But they're still the official ROMs, which again brings up the legality of the... Anyway, let's take a look at the games on here. Before I do, I just want to mention that these come in a variety of blank in ones. There's like 201, 401, 701. I've seen a 999 in one. Those I was dubious about, which is why I wasn't going to buy these originally. Because if you look at the game list, it's only like maybe 10 to 20 games, and then they're all duplicated. Or they're ROM hacks, or it'll be like Mario 5, and it actually starts you at World 5. But that's not what's on here. In fact, I looked at the game list on here, and there is a couple on here I don't recognize, which could just be because I didn't Google all of them to make sure the validity. But there's 2 games on here that actually makes this cartridge very worth it, not just for a gameplay standpoint, but from a retro collection standpoint, because there's 2 games on here that the average casual collector and gamer will never be able to play physically. So, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look at the game list. Okay, so I apologize for me not having a direct capture with this, and it is starting to wreak a little havoc with my recording, but that's fine. So we have Rockman 1 through 6, which is the it's basically Mega Man 1 through 6, which this is the Japanese version of it. So Rock Board, Sirai Desert, Dragon Fighter, Sayuki World. I am going to butcher some of these. So some of these, again, some of these aren't, they were released in the US, but they're under their Japanese names, which is kind of why this can kind of get away with some things. We have Ninja Turtles 2, Ninja Turtles 1, Legendary Wings, Thundercade, Gunsmoke, Life Force, Russian Tag, Radial, Jackal, Gradius, Ninja Turtles 3, Ninja Turtles 4, so all the Ninja Turtles are on here. Contra 1 and 2, Contra Force, Final Mission, Kage, Mario Bros. 2, Mario Bros. and Mario Bros. 2, Mario Bros. 3. We have Dr. Mario, the original Mario Bros., which is the arcade version. Dodgeball, not sure. Downtown, Dunk Heroes, Nakutsu Hockey, Zenin, Shugu. So these are all, as far as I can tell, most of these are authentic Famicom games. Some may or may not got US releases. Ninja Gaiden 1 through 3, Ninja Crusaders, Castlevania 1 and 2, Double Dragon 1 through 3, Adventure Island 1 through 4, Kirbys Adventure, G.I. Joe 1 and 2, RoboCop 1 and 2, Takushurai, I butchered that, POW, Kickmaster, Tiny Toon 1 and 2, Chippendale 1 and 2, Batman 1 and 2, and yes, one of these is a game that I'm actually excited for. Terminator 2, Terminator 1, Captain America, Twin Bee, Lion King, Darkwing Duck, so yeah, Silver Surfer. Channel my inner nerd here and play some of these. Monster in My Pocket, Ninja Cat, Felix the Cat, SD Gundam, the new Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, Wacky Races, Darkman, Golf War, Saint Seiya, Bucky O'Hare. So yeah, you're seeing there's a lot of good games on here. Spy Hunter 2, 1942, 1943, Werewolf, Mighty Final Fight, Dead Fox, Aladdin 2, which I think that's just Aladdin, I don't know. Snow Bros, Tom and Jerry, Goonies, Goonies 2, Popeye Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, Wrecking Crew, Donkey Kong 1 through 3, Dig Dug 1, Dig Dug 2, Excite Bike, Tetris 2, Galaga, Slalom, Excite Bike, Legend of Kage. Then we have 3 light gun games, Hogan's Alley, Duck Hunt, and Wild Gunman. So yeah, there's a lot of good games on here, like surprisingly. And as far as I can tell, most of them are the real deal. At least the real Famicom games. They're not ROM hacks. There might be 1 or 2 on here, especially with the Japanese ones, but we'll play a few and see how they compare to the original. Okay, let's try, we'll just try Mega Man 1. Oops. Oh my god, I suck at Mega Man. Let's try... Okay, so yes, I suck at Mega Man. Let's try Gunsmoke. Town of Kicksville. $10,000? Try Super Mario, see if that's even close. There it is. Oops. Oh, sounds horrible. But to be fair, with the NES version here, the only Kirby game I've ever played, which I did play this a long time ago. I think I owned it a long time ago, but it quit working, so I threw it. Which, yes, I'm an idiot for doing that, because it might have just been something simple. But the only other Kirby game I've ever played was Nightmare on Dreamland on Game Boy Advance, which, if I remember correctly, was the GBA port of the Super Nintendo version of Kirby's Adventure. So that's probably why I'm used to it sounding better. But if anyone's ever played this game on the NES and that sounds right, let me know. If it doesn't sound right, then that's a knock away from this cartridge. So let's keep going. Causes a bit of a slowdown. Well, how was I supposed to know that sound of... What? So I suck at Dark Man. I'm not going to turn into the nerd. Nope. Different game. Let's try Galaga. I love me some Galaga. Okay, so the games that are on here are actually pretty fun. I haven't played through all of them, like some of the ones with the Japanese titles I haven't played through. But for the most part, it's actually pretty fun and well worth the price so far. There's two games on here that I want to surprise you guys with that really make this worth it. But first, kill some ducks. Perfect score. So it works just fine. The glide gun game works, Duck Hunt works pretty well, and all the other games I've tried work just great. So now, there's two games I want to surprise you with. So you guys might not recognize the first game, and I'm actually going to butcher the name completely. But the English translation, or the English version anyway, is Little Samson. Yeah, that Little Samson. You know, the loose cartridge on eBay that goes for almost $1,000. And the other game on here is Flintstones Dinosaur Peak, another rare game on the NES. So I'm going to show you these two games. And then you see that this cartridge is more than worth it. Okay, so I'm going to completely butcher this. It's Sirai Desert Little Lickle, or better known as Little. Yeah, this is the full game. Yeah, Flintstones Surprise Dinosaur Peak. This is a very rare NES game. There we go. So yeah, like I said, it's actually really fun and there's a lot of great games on here. So, would I recommend buying one of these? I can't, because Nintendo has this weird thing about legality in terms of stuff with their properties. But I want to talk about why I don't consider this piracy. Like, I don't. Because the ROMs that are on here, Nintendo really hasn't done anything with. And I know that, you know, you can get Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers on Switch, or the digital marketplace for the Wii U. You used to be able to get the Wii back in the day. The thing was they're not the exact same ROM. The ROMs that are on this, somebody pulled from the real cartridges and put them on a EEPROM, or a flash memory, with another EEPROM that, you know, runs as a bank switching to be able to run each ROM. But that's technical stuff. So yeah, but the games that you buy now are actually, they're either recreations, or they're modified, or the code's altered in such a way so that it can play on the modern hardware with modern emulators, for better or for worse. That's kind of why I don't consider this piracy, but technically speaking, it also is piracy because these are somebody else's property that somebody else is selling. It's a weird thing. I can't endorse this, but I can say that this is actually very well worth the money, because 30, 40, you know, 25, 30, I think 40 bucks. I think it was the highest I've seen one of these. The game list on here is actually really good. And if I exclude some of the Japanese games I've never played, and only focus on the games that I actually did like, there's a lot of titles on here that I could have a lot of fun with. Like, I could leave this in my NES, and I could play 3 light gun games, which is 2 more than I already owned. I can play through all 4 Ninja Turtles games. I have Turtles 1 for NES, but I don't have Turtles 2 and 3, and to buy those are like 20, 30 bucks a piece. I have all 3 Super Mario Brothers games physically, but you know, I don't want to keep pulling it in and out of the NES all the time and wearing out my edge connector, which is one of the main problems with the NES. Is I've actually already replaced that edge connector in that NES, which is why it's actually pretty reliable. But if I keep having to pop cartridges in and out, I'm going to wear it out, and so I'll have to be back to square one with this thing not running right. So yes, absolutely, this is well worth it, and just for the fact that little Samson and Flintstones Dinosaur Peak is on here, that instantly makes this worth it. Because I'm never going to be able to afford the legitimate cartridge of that, of either one. Those are, Little Samson alone, I think last time I checked eBay on it was $800, $900 for a loose copy. Dinosaur Peak's about the same way. It's about $700, $800 or $700 loose copy. I mean, yes, there's a reproduction of Little Samson out there, and they say reproduction on them. Somebody's reproducing them. And they're like 20, 30 bucks, which is better. But, you know, for 20, 30 bucks, I got 150 NES titles here. And actually, this one's not a bad value. I mean, there's about, I'd say about 20, 30 games on here that I'll probably never play. A lot of the Japanese titled ones. But the other games on here, like Excite Bike, the Mario Brothers, the Turtles, the Ice Climbers, Kirby's Adventure, I don't own these physically. And to track them down physically, I'd be spending about, depends on the game, 30, 40, 50 plus a cartridge. So absolutely well worth it. But I'm not endorsing you buying it because copyright, legality, stuff. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this. And since this was a Christmas gift to myself last year, technically it is technically Christmas themed. And if you have a retro lover who has an NES console and maybe not that many games, or you're just starting out collecting and you want to know what games you'll enjoy, one of these would be really good. I do want to mention though, if you go onto eBay, there's dozens of these that have different numbers on them. This is a 150 in one. I've seen some as low as like 60, 30. I've seen some as high as 1,000. I would stay away from the higher number ones because those are more likely to have the ROM hacks, the palette swaps, the only having 10 good games on it, or decent games I should say, and the rest being just fluff and filler or multiple copies of the same game just to say it has a lot of games. Because let's face it, even though flash memory wise, 1,000, like the entire NES library could probably fit on one of these, the legality, things, but whatever. But so if you do track one of these things down, go for a lower number one and check the game list. The listings should have a game list somewhere in the listing. Thanks for checking out the video of this review of the Super Games 150 in 1 for the NES. It was actually a lot of fun now that I have my game room actually set up so where I can do this. I just need to get a better capture going and get this fixed. This is all supposed to be on like a bench table where I can have the 8-bits hooked up and stuff, but ignore that. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video about this very surprisingly good multi-cart. If you want to see more videos like this, or me reviewing any NES game in particular, or any other of these multi-carts, I think I have one for the Game Boy Advance. I have one, I think, for the Super Nintendo. So if you want to see any of these games reviewed, whether physically or on this, put it down in the comments. If you have any thoughts on this cartridge, if you own one or own a different one and your experience with it, put it down in the comments. I want to hear it. Like the video, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button to be subscribed to the channel so you can be see more of my content, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload more videos, because I'm trying to get a better schedule going. But with yeah, everything going on in 2021, this was a heck of a year, wasn't it? Anyway, Merry Christmas everyone, Happy Holidays, And I'll see you guys next year, 2022. Thanks for watching.